Oh, I it's this thing where it's stuck waiting for however long it takes the Google Hangouts to open, and sometimes it catches me by surprise. So I just got to pop out the chat so I can see who joins. Switch it from the top chat to live chat. Hi, Belinda, how are you? So I can see hopefully everyone who joins in, and we can get going. So I guess, you know, there's every chance I'm going to sound huskier than usual tonight, and I might not last the normal 2 hours, but we will see. Hi, Toriana and Barry. And hey, we might actually get a bunch of new arrivals tonight, possibly even lots. Hello, Raylene. Because I did this post on my AngryAussie Facebook page the other day, video which you've probably seen even if you didn't see it on my Facebook or on Facebook, because it's been everywhere. It's an edit of Jules in Pulp Fiction talking to the guy Brett, and some clever soul realized, oh, well, there's Brett Kavanaugh doing the Supreme Court nomination thing in the States. And there's a bit in Pulp Fiction where Jules gets really angry at Brett, and they spliced the two together. It's very good. Like, it's been viewed just a freakish number of million times on my Facebook page, and I got an extra 4,000 people, like 4,500 people liking my Facebook page in 24 hours. So some of them might join, who knows? And hello, Miss Foxification. I'm sorry, I'm feeling unwell too. This is what I'm just on the edge. Like, I'm not really sick, and I haven't gotten sicker today. It's been acting like I might be sick for a couple of days, but I didn't get any better today either. I thought today was like do or die and either get better or worse, and it's done. I've maybe got marginally worse, so I still don't know if this is it. This is as sick as I'm going to get, which is fine because it's not that bad, or if I'm just going to get super sick, because Mrs. Angry got quite sick. And hello, Tendai. See, I've got tissues here, and I promise to, like, when I have to blow my nose, which is almost inevitable, I'll try and do it off screen, so it's not quite as gross, but it'll probably sound gross. I have to keep drinking to keep my throat. Tendai, you have good news, of course. We want to hear the good news. Always want to hear the good news from whoever has good news. Feel free to share it. Yes, Raylene, I agree that Samuel Jackson video was brilliant. Yeah, but you know what I found? People don't read, because I said it wasn't mine, but everyone thinks it is. Hi, Musical Aviator and Locust Trooper. Oh, yeah, Tendai, I did see that. That Roosh, noted rape aficionado Roosh V, shut down his hate site Return of Kings because he got cut off from various payment platforms and he couldn't afford to keep going. Sucks to be that piece of shit. Yes. Raylene, I've seen those various things about conspiracy theories saying Australia doesn't exist. And it's one of those things, I'm sure the original thing with someone saying Australia doesn't exist is satire, but there are people who get themselves worked up about such strange stuff. I imagine some of the conspiracy nutbags did jump on that. It's very hard to show. Hey, Toby, how's it going? Yeah, Roosh B is the latest one to prove deplatforming works. It's like, if you are a major social media or traditional media company and you give a platform to white supremacists, neo-Nazis, homophobes, sexists, bigots of any stripe, in the view of both the person you're giving a platform and their supporters, you are at least tacitly approving of their message. And the fucking overwhelmingly white old journalistic establishment who thinks, no, we've got to show both sides, we've got to be fair, as if these fucking Nazis are arguing in good faith. It's absolutely ridiculous. Hey, Megalich, how's it going? Oh, Catherine, you wish it didn't exist? That's not good. Why is that? Frankie, how's it going? You need to disable sound. Oh, okay. Wow, okay, that's weird. Your laptop is really playing up on you. But yeah. Exactly, Miss Foxication. We need to stop them weaponizing hate. And you deplatform, you go like, hey, go back to the traditional form of free speech at shouting at people on street corners. But if you provide these fucking hate mongers a platform, you're at least tacitly endorsing what they say. You're saying what they're saying has a right to be said. And the thing is, it actively hurts people. These, again, these establishment types who go, oh no, you've got to listen to ideas. It's like, well and fucking good for you when those ideas don't actively threaten your life. But so much of this shit, particularly the racism, the homophobia, the transphobia, actively threatens people's lives because it emboldens extremists to fucking hurt or kill people, because they're going, well, look, the message is out there. Everyone's saying I'm right. I'm the one who's really in the right. So everyone knows I'm the soldier in the service of truth. So go me. I should just go and fuck those people up because deep down people agree with me. It's like, what the fuck? Catherine, you're really pissed. Do you mean that in the Australian sense, as in inebriated? And Toby, well, I'm well. My family's well. I think AngryAussie's okay. I haven't talked to him for a couple of days. I should call him, actually, find out what he's up to this week. What's that, Locust Trooper? Expand the YouTube channel. Angry Tech Community Review channel. I really don't have the time or the focus for another channel, but I might try a few different things on mine. Hey, Milk My Man Tits. I just like saying that username because, you know, someone should, you know, give the angry man boobs a bit of a squeeze sometimes, I think. I will say hi to AZ Toriana. I'll call him. Maybe either get him on a video or get him to call in to the live stream again later in the week. Locust Trooper, it still requires work from me, and it's just not something I'm in a position to do at the moment. Oh yeah, Miss Foxication, you're right. On the internet, the people, yeah, you get the circle tricks. As I've always said, the internet's greatest strength, the best thing about the internet is also the worst thing about the internet. The best thing is you no longer have to be alone. I grew up in a country town. I know what it's like to be isolated and feel alone and feel like the odd one out. But whatever your interests are, whatever you're into, you don't have to be alone. Even if you are in a remote country area, you'll find someone who's into the same books, movies, comics, music, whatever you're into. And that's fantastic. And it's also horrible because if you also are the type of person, and this is a literal group that exists, believes there's a hidden valley in Austria where Aryan giants roam, and they are the vision of Hitler. I think it's called the Fields and the Nephilim. You will find people who agree with you that that's a real and good thing, which is pretty seriously fucked, quite honestly. And you're right, Miss Foxification. Tailored results, as in recommended for you results on YouTube, is particularly bad for it, but Facebook does it too. People aren't good at critical thought and believe what's put in front of them. And for anyone who says, I'm too smart to fall for that, say like, oh, you can say that people will be suckered into, you know, like you start watching a Minecraft video and you're 2 clicks away from feminism is cancer and here's why we have to revive the ideology of Hitler. And you can say, well, I'm too smart to fall for that. Only stupid people fall for that. There's been plenty of psychological studies that smart people are actually quite susceptible to being manipulated. And part of the problem is believing you're so smart. Like, we all laugh at the Dunning-Kruger effect. Those researchers who discovered that people who aren't very smart or are very untalented, just stupid as shit, they vastly overestimate their intelligence. But actually intelligent people fall down a particular rabbit hole far too easily because they're convinced they can't be manipulated. And so they refuse to keep their mind open to the idea you might be being manipulated right now because they think they're too smart. And smart people can easily fall into that trap. So Toby, Celtic King says, passing on his love to everyone. Well, that's nice. We all pass on love to him. Oh yeah, no, Frank, the YouTube suggested real media. The thing that does work with the suggested few media, there's a little thing you click on the side that says, I don't want to see this. And then it says, tell us why. And there's one is, I'm not interested in this channel. And I found, some people claim it doesn't work. I found it works 100% for me. That channel never pops up again once I say I'm not interested in this. So that's right. Oh yeah, Tendo, you saw the tweet. Carlos Esquera died. For those who aren't comic nerds, Carlos Esquera was most famous for working on the 2000 AD comics and designed the original Judge Dredd look and Strontium Dog as well, and a couple others. But yes, he's the co-creator of Judge Dredd, a massive impact on comics. And he had a pretty fucking cool style as well. And yeah, he's just died from cancer, which is sad. But yeah, I spent decades reading Carlos Esquera art-made comics. Jesus, that was a terrible sentence I just did there. It started off well and really got lost in the middle. But I did read a comic, Carlos Esquera comics, for several decades. A lot of stuff he did for 2000 AD. So, oh, Catherine, we all like Celtic King. He's so loving and earnest. Is it really? You've really net booted you. I assume that's your ISP, is it? Okay, fair enough. Frank, you're saying that I'm not interested doesn't work. Are you logged in when you browse? Yeah, you're not the only person I've seen say that doesn't work for them, but it always works for me, so I don't know what to tell you. So yeah. But Barry, what you're talking about is like the Dunning-Kruger effect. People who don't know a lot about a subject vastly overestimate their knowledge on the subject. They have far too much confidence. But yeah, I was just saying smart people shouldn't be too smug because there are lots of instances of smart people being sucked into cults, etc., because they're convinced they're too smart to be manipulated. So it must be their free will that makes them join the cult. And sadly, not always the case. I guess, like the Trooper, it was indeed nice weather. I think if anyone wants to know my perfect weather, if you're in Melbourne today, just after lunch, I was outside, the sun was shining, and it was just beautifully warm in the sun without being hot. And it felt really therapeutic standing in the sunlight, and it didn't feel like it was going to burn the flesh off my skeleton. If, this is my favorite weather, it could always be like that, that would be great. Raylene, I should try apple cider vinegar with hot water and honey. Mrs. Angry actually makes a really good drink with lemon and honey and I think a few secret ingredients in it. and it's very soothing. I'm not quite sick enough to need that. It's just, yeah, I am very croaky. I'm quite phlegmy. But, you know, hopefully I'll survive. Catherine, okay, I'm going to try and remember that you were too pissed tonight to remember anything that happened, and check in with you on Thursday and remind you of anything important. Yes. Yeah, Locust Trooper, this was our first cold winter. Well, we had a lot of cold days, but apparently the mean temperature was still higher than average. But for the first time in quite a few years, we had some seriously cold days because we had so many mild winters in a row. But there were some bona fide cold days in Melbourne and suburbs this winter. We seem to be past that now. Oh, Toriana, bone broth, aka chicken tea. I like the sound of that. Aurelien, you think schnapps? Yeah, I mean, on top of the lemon honey, I think you could put schnapps in. Maybe some port, maybe some brandy. You know, those are all therapeutic beverages. Belinda, you may be right about that mob with their petition wanting to review the football result. I mean, you know, people regularly embarrass themselves by saying stupid things and asking for stupid things. And I don't care if you thought we was robbed. I literally actually don't care about your sport at all. But that whole we was robbed is like the oldest wine in the book. Actually, even if you're right, so fucking what? It's a done deal. It's over. The result is not going to be revisited. And if anyone is seriously pushing that, they're just embarrassing themselves. So, yeah, no interest in anyone doing anything that's stupid. To be fair, like I said, no interest in the sport at all. But yes, particularly if people are going to get stupid about it, it's just like, nah. I think, Catherine, bone broth will kill you if you only drink bone broth. If you only have one type of food, you'll probably be one. You might, Catherine, you might be thinking of that dipshit, the Australian food guru, talks about activated almonds and horseshit all the time, and he'd come up with this. You know, he talks paleo. He's one of those fuckwits who go, "Oh, the paleo diet would be the," you know, promoting a way of eating that existed when modern humans' ancestors had a life expectancy of about 25 years. I mean, doesn't sound particularly healthy to me. But yeah, he basically came up with this paleo cookbook for babies. Like, hey, how to make your baby healthy with my paleo diet. And he straight up said, don't breastfeed babies. Like, the number one thing that doctors around the world say is the best thing to do, breastfeed babies. He straight up said, don't do that. And he said, here's a bone broth recipe. Don't breastfeed your baby. Feed them this bone broth, and they'll grow up big and strong. And apparently a thing that happens with publishers before they release a cookbook or a diet book, they give it to doctors and nutritionists to review and say, is this actively dangerous? They don't ask them, does this work? Because those diet books are always bullshit. But yeah, in Pete Evans' case, when doctors reviewed his recommendation to feed babies bone broth, doctors said, you will straight up kill babies. If people follow this advice, you will be directly responsible for killing babies. This is absolutely terrible. This is the worst thing we've ever seen. What the fuck is wrong with this guy? And the book actually got pulled. Like, the publisher went, well, you've recommended something that will kill babies, and we're horrible people, but we don't actually go quite so far as advocating killing babies. So everyone has their limits, I guess. Yeah, this publisher wouldn't go so far as to promote a diet that would kill babies. So, well, Pete Evans, what a champion you are, quite honestly. Oh, so funny. I just occasionally, I love checking in because I'm still getting new comments basically every minute on that Samuel Jackson, check out the big brain on Brett video I put on Facebook. Like, it's got, over the last 3 days, it's got like, 5 million views, although that's Facebook views. So, a lot of them are only 3 seconds. But even by Facebook standards, where I look in more detail, usage statistics, probably way over 1 million people watched it. But it's got 42,000 reactions, almost 7,000 comments, and over 100,000 shares. It's absolutely unprecedented for me. And it is. I didn't learn. People don't read, because I put a little bit at the start. Like, I put it up just before I went to bed on Saturday night. And then I woke up on Sunday morning, and it already reached over 1 million people. The Facebook term reach, it's now saying it's reached over 10 million people. But oh my God, that's not even my video. Oh, they think it's my video. And so I updated the description to say, I honestly thought the normal couple hundred people would see this. This was made by these guys, and Alara Pictures, they're called. And I keep getting all these things saying, you're so funny. Dude, I didn't make it. And yeah, so it was an interesting thing to learn on top of everything else. People don't read shit that you put on Facebook videos, because I said I didn't make it. But yeah. What's that like, Stripping? Nice guy, but not very bright. Nice guy, just wanted to kill babies. Just wanted to kill babies. And refused, he's, to the best of my knowledge, has always refused to acknowledge that he advocated something heinously dangerous. So, Catherine, you say on Saturday morning. Maybe I put it on Friday night. I don't even remember. I could quickly look. What's it saying? When did I put it up? September 28. What day was September 28? That was Friday. I put it, well spotted, Catherine. I put it up on Friday night, not Saturday night. Put it up on Friday night. And now it's still going. Like I said, I'm still getting new comments like every minute or so. Just an absolutely wild number of people. And of course, I was the first one to put it on Facebook, but then a couple, because the actual people who made it, Lara Pictures, I think their main thing's Instagram. They don't actually use Facebook. And that was why I put up, because I found it on Twitter and I thought, you can link to a tweet on Facebook, but you have to sort of click, and so I actually uploaded their video to Facebook natively, because Facebook also prefers that. And yeah, but I honestly, it wasn't good. I'm going to steal it, because I don't monetize my page or anything. But I hate people who fucking steal shit and pretend it's theirs, or steal shit and don't acknowledge. But I just thought I was literally sharing it to the same usual group of people. Yeah, but no, it's according to Facebook statistics, seen by 1,000,000%, not 1 million more people, 1,000,000% more people than would normally see something I put up. So that's probably, Catherine, that's a pretty good call. You're 2 bottles of wine drunk, but you still remember important details, like when you saw that video, when I didn't even remember it accurately. I got it wrong by a day. Okay, that is a good one, Frank. People saying they should give the kids bleach enemas to cure autism. I am with you. I would actually prefer autism, depending where you are on the spectrum, of course. That's yeah. No, people are unbalanced. It looks like it's. I see. You're not even okay. There's a householder has decided to come in for a snack. And you don't even have to worry. You're not even showing up in the reflection because I got that blind up. So much more anonymity unless you go to the fridge. Then you'll have to do your usual trick. But you're wearing a hoodie. You can just pull it up over your head and do it elf style. Because I do these from my kitchen. In case you can't tell, I'm in my kitchen. And yes, I just learned how to get myself looking better by putting that really bright light behind me, and with this webcam that makes me look better. So that's a good. Oh, I see, Catherine. You're not actually a regular drinker. Oh, you may well regret this in the morning. Yes, Tendo, I did see the poster for the new Hellboy movie. There's the guy who was the sheriff in Stranger Things is householder wishing to remain anonymous, getting something from the fridge. Oh dear. Oh, that's a good late night snack. A bowl of Fruit Loops and a can of Pepsi. That's quality late night fare. That is. It's not even late night. It's only 8:30. Hey, Adele. Yeah, what was the tagline on the Hellboy poster that a lot of people didn't like? I think I'll get it up. I'll search for it. The Hellboy poster. It's something AF, isn't it? They said legendary AF. A lot of people didn't like them using like internet lingo like that. But you know, it is what it is. I guess you know they're trying to be hip with the kids. It's hard when big corporates try to be hip, like, hi, fellow kids, how are you? And it's always a little embarrassing or extremely embarrassing. That's kind of fascinating. Trying to post, so hard to tell. I tried to post a link to this live chat on Facebook and it's saying literally no one's seeing it, but their metrics have been fucked the last couple of days, so I don't know. Who knows? Catherine, you have work at 1 p.m. I hope you recover by then. Yes. Adele, you grew up on Hellboy. All right, enjoy the rest of your day at work, Frank. Good luck. Yeah. Yes. Locust Trooper. I'm definitely hip with the kids. Yeet or what? Oh my God. Oh, Raylene. Yes, I used to do that. Wheat Bix with marge or butter and Vegemite. That's something I've had many times in my life. Yes. But yeah, so I don't know, new Hellboy might be good. I kind of liked, not kind of, I quite liked the Hellboy movies that they did, you know, I don't know, was it last decade? It was a while ago now, with Ron, what's his name? You know, they were pretty good. But you know, I guess I never read Hellboy comics. I hardly, bordering on never read superhero comics, and I know you could argue Hellboy's not really a superhero, but I think he basically, that's it. Ron Perlman Oh, yes, Guillermo del Toro directed movies. Yeah, they were actually pretty good. I didn't mind them at all. Oh God, sorry. My sinuses is just like every now and then it backs up and it's like ah. Okay, fine. Lex Trooper, what's my latest rap? I'm going to release a diss track. No, I'm not. Oh my God, how bad are my eyes? I think they are a little bit bad. You should just do that right up here, like my HD webcam. See how bad I can get my eyes. What's its focal range like? No, take glasses off because they shield my eyes a bit. Look at this guy. Nightmare time, nightmare time. Okay. Actually, I'm thinking like, okay, I got all these extra followers on Facebook, but I'm getting the feeling Facebook's not sending the link out to anyone. I don't know. For variety, I might actually try going live on Facebook on Thursday. Yeah, maybe. Who knows? Toriana, Vegemite and crisp sandwich. Ah, that sounds classy. I like the sound of that. Like a stripper, no. I've never broken my hip with my stunning dance moves. Just my fucking knees every time I try to get up, like out of a chair or out of bed. My knees are just going, oh, fuck, we have to work, do we? No. It's like, man. It's just like, so yeah. Fortunately, I haven't had problems with my hips, but my knees complain on the regular. When every time I get up, it's very hard for me to get up without making complaining noises. I'm that stage in life where every time I get up, it's like no physical activity, not lifting anything, nothing. It's just like oh, Del, your physio was impressed. You pulled your back from sitting. Man, I threw my shoulder out from sleeping. I know I've said this a lot. It's mostly better now. It's not 100% better, but it's mostly better. Still hurts a bit when I do that, but I mean only a little bit. To again, at its worst, I wasn't able to sleep at night. I was in so much pain. I couldn't sleep through the night. I would just be woken up by the pain in my shoulder. That's months in the past, thankfully. But yeah, it's like, how old are you? I threw my shoulder out by sleeping old. That's how old I am. And that was from doing the spooning thing and like lying like this. That was a bad idea. That was a bad idea. This box professional, you have an office chair that tilts as far forward as it does backward. I like that. They advertise those recliners only on TV deals, that they have a motorized thing that's not just recline, but they tip you forward. So you can, I'm old enough to need one of them now. I think I need one of them. So when you're young, you're so fucking smug and go, that's fucking stupid. Who'd get that? Then you hit a particular age and you see that ad and you go, that seems like a pretty good idea. That honestly seems like a pretty good idea. Yes. Yeah, exactly, CrossFitter. There's old man noises. They're definitely old man noises. Oh, no getting around it. I'm an old man who makes old man noises. Locust Trooper, like I said, told you before, flattered but spoken for. So sad to say, not going to happen. Ooh, I like that, Raylene. Go to a Chinese grocer and get Eagle brand liniment. Ooh. I probably won't remember that, even if I wrote it down. Look, there happens to be a notepad and a pencil in front of me. I am going to write down Eagle brand liniment. And there is a pretty good Asian grocer down the road from where I live. They might have it. I don't know. Yeah, I know where you're coming from, Adele. I don't have chronic pain. Well, I have mild old people pain. I don't have chronic pain. But yes, I obviously have friends who have chronic pain, yourself, AIDSy. So yes, I know people for whom chronic pain is the default. So the idea of not having pain is weird and alien. Okay, Eileen, tiny green glass bottle. I'll look out for it. Oh yeah, Belinda, I saw that. The Go Back Where You Came From back on SBS. Jackie Lambie's on it. I'm not going to watch it. I'd be interested to hear people's review because I think Jackie Lambie is interesting. Jackie Lambie has obviously said a lot of stupid, ignorant stuff. Just really stupid, bigoted stuff while claiming not to be a bigot. But I think there's hope for her. Like, I don't think she's a cynical exploiter of racism like Pauline Hanson or the Liberal National Party. I think there's hope for Jackie Lambie. I think she's quite genuine in some of the stuff, and she's shown the potential to be a good person. She's also shown the potential to be an awful person. So maybe she's more awful than good, but I think there's some hope. I'd be interested in how she goes in the whole "go back where you came from" thing. But oh, well, that's much better, Adele. You feel like your standard pains are 1 to 2 rather than a 5 to 6. Laritic, am I gonna die? We're all gonna die, friend. We're all gonna die. I'm probably not gonna die tonight. Odds are I won't die tonight. I don't know. Meteor might hit my house. But yeah. Adele, I think you may be right with Jackie Lambie in that she doesn't understand that she's saying really ignorant shit, but I kind of feel like there's potential to save her. I don't think she's an exploiter of other people's ignorance like Pauline Hanson, or like Clive Palmer. Clive Palmer is a lying sack of shit. He's doing his third-rate Donald Trump ripoff because he thinks he's a populist. He's just a lying fucking criminal piece of shit. Oh, it's just Raylene, your pain went from 6 to 7 down to 3 to 5. I think AIDSy is probably 8 to 9 almost all the time. But yeah. So Raylene, you want to block his YouTube adverts. Fortunately, I haven't seen them. I just think it's humorous. Clive Palmer is posting his stupid videos and stuff, and he put those posters everywhere around Australia. Really heavily photoshopped version of himself. They've slimmed him right down because he's actually like human beanbag shape, kind of physique that makes me look like a bodybuilder. Yeah, he's vain enough that on all those posters, it's a really heavily photoshopped picture of himself. Catherine, I feel like you really did drink too much. I feel like you're dying. You feel like crap and there's thunder outside. Yeah, I worry that you're going to feel worse in the morning, actually. You might have hit it a bit hard again. Sorry, I think I need to blow my nose. Oh, wow, I bumped the laptop and we all went wobbly. It is. Oh my head. Yeah, I might not get worse. It's just sort of being mildly like this for a couple of days, and I thought today I'd either get much worse or start to get better. And I didn't get much worse, but I didn't start to get better either. So I don't know where this is headed, quite honestly. That's a good one, Raylene. Put Clive in a Santa suit, shove him in a chimney, and then leave him there. Kind of like that was the story in Gremlins. The girl in Gremlins didn't celebrate Christmas because her dad died on Christmas. He dressed up as Santa and was going to come down the chimney for the family, but he got stuck and died in the chimney, which is a very fucking weird story to put in a movie. But yes, yeah, Clive ain't fitting down any chimneys outside of, I don't know, an industrial smokestack. So, yeah, they sent Lambie to Syria. Was it Syria she went to? I did see a teaser in an ad of her talking to like Kitty who'd had his legs blown off by, I think, either by a landmine or a booby trap. In either case, the explosive was, put there by ISIS. And there's the thing, I think Jackie Lambie has the capacity for empathy with people, whereas people like Pauline Hanson, Clive Palmer, I don't think they're sociopaths. I don't think they have any capacity for empathy. Musical elevator, Clive was indeed the Titanic 2 guy. He is that bozo, yes. Empress Seeger. I like that. Representative democracy is doomed to fail. We should replace them with anarcho-monarchism. Is that where we rely on strange women in lakes throwing swords as the basis of our system of government? Because that's sounding pretty good right now. Yes. If I said I was emperor because some moistened mint lobbed a scimitar at me, they'd lock me up. Supreme executive power derives from a mandate from the masses. I only know bits of that speech. I think I used to know, that's the anarcho-syndicalist peasant from Monty Python and the Holy Grail. I think I used to know all of it in sequence, and I just kind of know bits of it now. I love the end of it when the peasant is so fucking annoying. Arthur just grabs him and starts shaking him and saying, "Be quiet! I order you to be quiet." And the peasant goes, "Oh, now we see the violence inherent in the system. Help, help, I'm being repressed." And Arthur just throws him aside and says, "Bloody peasants." And the peasant's just like, "Oh, see, that's what I'm talking about." What a giveaway. Good times, good times, good times. I noticed diving into Netflix the other day, there are, besides the fact they have a lot, if not all, of Monty Python's Flying Circus on Netflix, they have a whole bunch of shows that are people talking about Monty Python. They're getting famous people to come on and say what their favorite Monty Python sketch is. So they're sort of super milking it, basically. Raylene, I think Blackadder's funny in a different way. Blackadder's funny in a more traditional, structured way, except the first season. I think the first season of Blackadder is fucking terrible. Absolutely terrible. And it's a miracle they made more. But the subsequent seasons are, I think, quite funny. I mean, honestly, they're so old now, and I've seen them so many times. If I watch them again now, I probably wouldn't laugh anymore because they lost their power. But yeah, I definitely did enjoy Blackadder. It's quite good. So, Empress CK, you did have a watery lobber sword, but it wasn't a scimitar, it was a claymore. Yes, I imagine that would have hurt. Oh yeah, really. The season with Queenie. That's the third, isn't it? Blackadder the third's the one with Queenie. I'm trying to remember. There's one with Queenie and there's one with Prince George. and then there's the one set in World War One, which is fourth. Actually, Prince is probably the third. Queenie's probably the second. She was a very funny character. She was good. I liked her. Oh, excuse me. I'm just looking to see if this shit on Facebook is working, and I don't think it is, quite honestly. Now, I think I'll make a video tomorrow just talking about the way people reacted to that Samuel Jackson video on my Facebook page, because I got like 7,000 comments on it. Now, here's the thing. The most common comment is just people tagging someone. Yeah, so they were sharing it, or basically just tagging their friends, like, you should come and watch that. That's by far the most common comment is doing. But yeah, I think I want to address the people who are still defending that scumbag Kavanaugh, because he is a scumbag. There's no two ways about it. Lied under oath, fucking full of shit. I think I want to do that. I just saw that fourth season of The Expanse and the first day on set. I'm still waiting for the third season of The Expanse to be legally viewable by me. Life's too short to fucking torrent stuff and whatnot. Man, I could waste a lot of time with watching TV, quality TV. There are so many shows worth watching, and only so many hours a day. And I want to do other stuff besides watch TV. So you really got to decide. But yeah, if I get a chance to watch season 3 of The Expanse, I'll be watching it. Toriana, I haven't seen spam as such in the comments, but I noticed someone starting to, what I equate as spam, wasn't commercial spam, but they were commenting the same thing over and over. This ridiculous conspiracy bullshit. I fucking hate conspiracy fuckheads. I hate them so much. And I ignored it a couple of times, but then I realized it was popping up all the time. This fucking asshole is posting this conspiracy shit nonstop. So I just blocked them. But yeah, I'm actually surprised I haven't noticed that much spam. Like I said, apart from this person repeatedly posting this conspiracy bullshit. It wasn't QAnon, actually, the heretic. It was something about, it was probably left-wing conspiracy theories, saying that this whole thing was a smokescreen to distract us from terrible trade agreements Trump signed. Hard to be sure, but it was fucking conspiratorial bullshit, and I hate it. QAnon. Here's the thing. I will say, for those who haven't heard of QAnon, you might have heard of the Pizzagate conspiracy. The idea that there was this pizza place in Washington, D.C. that had a pedophile sex slave dungeon underneath it. All the Democrats were going to have sex with child slaves. Ridiculous conspiracy, obviously, but a stupid number of people believed it. Well, QAnon is that on steroids. QAnon is absolutely deranged and unhinged. And I have considered more than once making a video talking about how fucking stupid QAnon is. Like, it's like serious intelligence insulting bullshit. But I don't want to, because these people are so fucking deranged and launch attacks on people. I'd prefer to stay off their radar, quite honestly, because they are completely unhinged. They've got no connection to reality, and they really fucking attack people. Like the whole thing is they tie everything up with pedophilia. Anyone who disagrees with them is part of the pedophile conspiracy, and they're just too fucking much. Yes, Tendai, we should be fucking angry about Mike Cernovich cynically getting James Gunn fired. Disney need to take a good fucking hard look at themselves, the way they got manipulated by fucking straight up Nazis. Sargon of Hashad, I think you've hit the nail on the head, that Trump is really a good president and we need to ignore all the obviously bad things he's doing and blame random leftists and everything will be fine. You joke, but I see comments like that. Like I say, I am going probably tomorrow, I'll make a video reflecting on these comments, the Judge Kavanaugh thing. And I think people have basically just divided along partisan lines, and they refuse to consider anything outside their partisan lines. Probably the worst thing I can say about the people opposed to Kavanaugh getting on the Supreme Court is a thing that some of his supporters have said. I'm about to sneeze. I think, yeah, I am. I can just feel the tickle in my. I can just feel the tickle in my nose. Oh wow. Oh, my head. Okay, good. So yeah, about the worst thing I could say about the people opposed to the Kavanaugh thing is, yes, this is playing politics. This is trying to delay any appointment to the Supreme Court until the November midterm elections that the Democrats think they're going to do well in, so they will actually have some power to force an at least neutral justice to be doing it. Because if doucheboy gets appointed, you can't get him off. So that's true. They're playing politics. I think they're playing politics for an important reason, but they are playing politics. But the most common arguments in support of, the Judge Kavanaugh, when you get past that, I believe him and I don't believe her, if you ignore those parts of the argument, because that's just belief, there's pointless arguing against it. But the things people say in support of Judge Kavanaugh that are factually incorrect, and it's just ignorance. I think in most people, what they're saying sounds right to them, but they don't understand the law and they don't understand this process. And so they're saying things that are factually incorrect. They're saying there's no evidence that it happened as well. Sworn testimony, like Dr. Ford's, is evidence. That's the thing. See, I think people have got this idea locked into their head from watching too many TV shows that evidence is something irrefutable that proves something beyond doubt. Whereas what evidence is something that indicates an outcome. Fingerprints on a murder weapon very strongly suggests whoever owns those fingerprints, use the murder weapon. It doesn't prove it, but it's very strong evidence. If we overlook the number of times cops have faked fingerprint evidence, which is a lot. But sworn testimony is evidence. If it's in a court setting, it's up to the court to decide how compelling the sworn evidence is. And if you're in this case, as in a lot of sexual assault and rape cases, where virtually the only evidence is the sworn statement of the accused and the accuser, it is then up to the court to decide whose sworn statement is more compelling, is more believable. And I don't think there is anyone capable of objective observation who looks at the testimony of Dr. Ford and Judge Kavanaugh and goes, oh, Judge Kavanaugh was more compelling. He clearly lied multiple times under oath, and just about stupid little shit, like the mentions in his high school yearbook that are clearly sexual references and drinking references, and him making up dumb shit to say, no, it's not. When it obviously, it's like, dude, if you're going to lie about little shit, it makes you very untrustworthy on the big stuff. And one of the biggest bits of corroborate, and the other thing they say, the Kavanaugh apologists say that is factually wrong, is there's no corroborating evidence. Even if you thought Dr. Ford was acting in good faith, there's no corroborating evidence. Again, that is factually incorrect. Corroborating evidence is evidence that tends to support another key bit of evidence. Kavanaugh lying under oath about the fact that at this period in his life, he was clearly boasting about sexual exploits. Him lying about that, and obviously lying about that, is corroborating evidence. Other contemporary witnesses saying, yeah, he was a heavy drinker and mad partier and a bit of a wild man, that is corroborating evidence. It's not conclusive evidence. It's not irrefutable evidence. But if this was in a court setting, it would be up to the court to decide, is it compelling enough evidence to warrant a conviction? Now, and that's the other thing. They keep saying, oh, it's not ruining his life. This isn't a court case. It's a fucking job interview. And you're trying to say, is this person suitable for the job? And honestly, the way he was screaming and carrying on and blaming everyone else and clearly and obviously committing perjury, lying under oath, he is not a particularly compelling witness. If you just put, well, the only evidence we have is the accuser's accusation and his defense, he does not come across as credible at all. And now there's going to be, however limited, an FBI investigation. That's really interesting. We keep hearing all these rumors and we don't really know what's true. We keep hearing rumors about the FBI as being really severely constrained in what they can investigate and who they can talk to, which seems quite ridiculous. And I mean, one of the points that was suggested, they're not even allowed to interview Judge Kavanaugh because, an interesting thing, if you lie to the FBI, you've committed a crime. And as I said before, this is why Trump's advisors do not want him to give a sworn statement, because they know he can't stop himself from lying over irrelevant shit. And see, it's not the thing. It's not him saying, no, I had no collusion with Russia, because they need conclusive evidence to get him on that. But if they've got small things that they have conclusive proof of, that's proof v evidence. If they've got proof of something, if they've validated something and they know it's true and it's not even their main point, and they've got Trump under oath and they ask him this thing and he lies, it's just like, oh, you just lied to the FBI. That's a criminal offense. You just broke the law. And it's just like, dude, it's all fucked up. What's that, Empress? Democracy is broken in America. Yeah, well, like every other day, I read something, and it's like, just like, wow, America's fucking broken, isn't it? It really is. Like there's one, I think it was Time Magazine did a big feature story on how desperate the situation is for an enormous number of school teachers having to work 2 and 3 jobs just to stay alive. It's like, no, like these people are fucking teaching your kids. This is literally the future of your country. If your education system collapses, which the public education system in the US seems to have all but collapsed, the collapse of the country overall comes next. It's like every now and then just read these stories and just go, wow, okay, that's really fucked. Like, there are so many things you can pick on, like, the prison industrial complex in the US, prisoners being used as slave labor, and companies reaping the benefit, and then the private prison system. And you keep finding judges who are just funneling people into the prison system for really minor offenses because they're getting kickbacks based on how many prisoners end up in the prison system. And it's just like, what the fuck? Oh my God, Belinda, is that what okay, Trump's bromance with Kim Jong-un. When I first read the thing about Trump's trying to be funny, obviously, saying about writing letters to each other and being in love. And it's like, okay, I get that he's trying to be funny, but that is some weird, weird fucking shit. That is really strange. It's like nothing Trump says or does means anything or counts for anything. Nothing's rational. It's just like, I'm just done, I was like, you can't parody someone like Trump, his supporters, his conservative media supporters, the alt-right crowd, without being an open swastika wearing Nazi. If you want to parody them, like Stephen Colbert did back in the days, he was like a parody of a Fox News host. But if you want to parody Trump and his supporters, the alt-right, the only way you can exaggerate them at all is to be wearing a swastika and quoting regularly from Mein Kampf. But then you see them at their little rallies. People like, please punch me in the face, Richard Spencer. That's not even a parody of him. He does the Sieg Heil salute. Hail Trump, hail victory. Doing Nazi stuff is not even an exaggeration of some of them. So trying to mildly go like, oh, I'm going to say something that doesn't make sense, and that's making fun of a Trump supporter. No, it fucking isn't. Like, if you want to parody them, if you want to exaggerate them, you have to fucking goose step down the main street and actually set fire to a synagogue. That's the only way to be more extreme than them. Oh, that's Sargon of Akkad. You're parodying Sargon of Akkad because you're a Scottish communist and he's an English crypto fascist. Dude, even though he was one of the original YouTube right-wing fuckheads who made attack videos on me, I've still never watched any of his videos because I'd rather fucking staple my dick to a lawnmower blade and pull the cord. It's just fucking no. Like the first time he did it, I thought, okay, who the fuck is this guy? He's got a big following, because I'm suddenly having to deal with thousands of fucking lunatics attacking me. And I'd made a video that was, I don't know, 5 or 6 minutes. I'm actually going to look it up while we're talking, because this was years ago. I'll find my video, which again, from memory, was 5 or 6 minutes long, right? It was one of my more serious ones. I wasn't doing the angry shtick. I wasn't doing the performance stuff. I called it Men Have to Be Better, something like that. Men have got to be better. Yeah, okay. I made this, okay, 4 years ago. Okay. And it's how long? Okay, 6.5 minutes long. Okay. So I made a video that's 6.5 minutes long, and his will probably show. Oh, unless I blocked him, I probably blocked him. But his response, attacking me, smashing me, and whatnot, was like 15 minutes long or something. And I started watching, and it's just like he just keeps playing 5 seconds grabs of what I say and then saying something witty afterwards. I thought, oh my God, this is torture. Putting up with 15 minutes of this is fucking torture. I have so much better things to do with my life. So I think I watched like the first 2 minutes, and that was it. Oh, Tendo's got to go. Bye. So, yeah, that was the main thing. Is like these fucking tools, and God knows how many of them have done it in the intervening years, because he seemed to have set off a trend. I'm like a stepping stone for these fucking right-wing fuckheads who want to say to everyone, see, I'm hip, I'm picking on this lefty, angry Aussie, blah, 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 blah. And it's just like, oh my God, you sad fucking losers. Just get a fucking life already. Honestly. Oh, I tell you what, although we're only 1 hour in, my good people, I don't think I can keep talking. So, yeah, I'm going to be a colossal wuss and say the man flu has gotten the better of me. A mild cold, but I'm making my throat sore by talking. And I'm going to have to try and get to sleep. And my sinuses are just getting more and more congested. And my voice is echoing in my head. And I'm losing my ability to think straight. To which my detractors would say, well, that wouldn't take long. You don't think anyway. Woo. So I am going to bid you all farewell. I hope you all look after yourselves. I hope I feel better soon. I hope life treats you well in the meantime. Hopefully I'll feel better tomorrow, because I do want to make that video basically responding to the comments on the Kavanaugh Pulp Fiction video, because it's quite an education to see what some of these people say. Oh, sad music go about a real sun in the weekend, maybe. But even in summer, the real sunlight only lasts till like 8:30, 9 o'clock. And it goes, but yes, oh, Raylene, I have written down Eagle brand liniment. I'm going to look for it. Thank you very much for the tip. So look after yourselves, one and all. Been a pleasure as always. I will hopefully see you again soon. Look after yourselves, and I'll say bye for now.